because the Void Rays are never able to kill the DTs. At the same time, the DTs aren't able to kill the Void Rays either, but it's a lot harder for Void Rays to kill things quickly than it is for DTs. Now, the DTs are going to work, and they're right on top of the Stargates, which is MrsUberXL's only means of detection. So if he kills these or depowers them, which he has done, there will be no detection anytime soon for MrsUberXL. And that's 8 DTs starting to rip through the army of MrsUberXL as well. ChienPwn ripping through the army, going to get into the probes here soon. She's dropping a robotics facility, so... you know, potential there, but as soon as ChienPwn sees that, he'll be able to target it down, and it's going to take quite a while for that to get done and get any sort of observers out. And I think this might just be a pretty straightforward, quick win for ChienPwn. He seems to be setting somewhat of a precedent in his games of that sort. First game tends to just be a all-out cheese that wins pretty quickly. We'll see if he manages to switch up the script, though. But, you know, shouldn't make too much of a difference. Zelda's on the way out, but I don't think it's going to make it out quickly enough. There's 2 cannons on the way, multiple pylons out. Oh, she thinks that those are his probes attacking her gateway, so she's... oh, no. She thought that the probes attacking her gateway were ChienPwn's probes, so she A-clicked them to kill them and murdered her own probes in cold blood. Now, the 2 cannons are up. I think this is going to be a really quick game number 2, and ChienPwn going for the throat in this series in every game. An extremely aggressive play, and seems to have worked out for him as he is up 12 workers to 1. Expect we'll see MrsUberXL GG out. A heartbreaking scenario there for MrsUberXL. Cannon rushes are a nasty business, and MrsUberXL does indeed. Nonetheless, I believe, yep, was canceled. So that's pretty nice for Cyan. So the Immortals are starting to annihilate these roaches of HyperTurtle. Yeah, and without speed, they're all gonna die if they try and burrow away like this. I mean, even without burrowing, I'm not sure if they can make it away. Does end up trading out for 1 or 2 more Adepts. Is the Benedict Arnold of the army notifying HyperTurtle of Cyan's presence. Big Storm does come down. He does have detection, so we'll be able to move in on these lurkers potentially. Opts not to. There are 5 lurkers, which is a pretty strong number, especially on that choke trying to come down. HyperTurtle trying to charge in, but he does not have burrow speed for the lurkers, so he's ended up losing this fight in a major way, and I think pushing up was a mistake here. Trying to defend his gold, I think, but did manage to kill the detection and all the chaos, it looks like. Vipers are out. The accidental swarm host has popped, and that's when you know things are really getting hectic for the Zerg. But the army of Cyan is pushing up into the natural base. There are a couple more lurkers, but GG is called. The thing is here, HyperTurtle does not have a significant army supply advantage, but he does have a lot of queens. So it's going to be hard to see exactly how this fight goes. The charge lots are going to be pretty good here, but HyperTurtle actually has a very nice little choke setup for his units here. And HyperTurtle hitting some good injects. Goodness. Transfuses thus far. The queens are targeting down on the Void Rays and do manage to clean them up for the most part. And all the units of Cyan are falling. I think HyperTurtle might be able to take this one with that epic choke point. And no shield battery in the main base, which I can't really blame Cyan for. Who makes those? Nobody. That's who. So it is going to go on to game 3. A good build out of HyperTurtle, and GG is called. Instead of Cyan getting to fight your army in little bite-sized chunks, as is about to happen right here. HyperTurtle F2s and pulls everything back to his natural base. I think potentially sacking the third. Nope, he's going to go in now. He has a few Corruptors out, which are doing their best against the Colossi, but the Colossi are doing their best against the Roaches, and I think their best is slightly better than the Corruptors' best. As all the Corruptors are now gone. Colossi still up and shooting. Stalkers fighting Mutalisks. Mutalisks do have +1, which is nice, but now they're targeting the Colossi. Do manage to take out the Colossi for the most part, but they're going to lose their lives in return, and I think it's going to be Cyan with the 4-gate attack initially. Never mind, it was on full shields. I think that was an accident. You know what? Still good. I still like it. All right. Cyan warping in on the front lines. We'll be able to turn those High Templar into Archons, and GG is called. However, we'll have to see if he makes the right play defending this. He's only got one Stalker out, and it's moving across the map right now. Widow Mines dropping out, but not burrowing just yet. They're just chasing the drones, or the probes. The probes try to run, but a big Widow Mine hit kills 8 probes, and another nasty one coming down. 16 probes. And this is what we were talking about earlier on in the series, is builds. Players start to develop builds at this level, and they start to do some work with them. Oh, man, all 4 DTs go down, and Freeden at 10 supply right now. KJ looking nasty in this game. Builds are the big thing. Once you get them fully ironed out at this level, you start to worry about scouting, but you can see the players really have a good plan going into the game. Their buildings come down at the right times, and their units start at the right times. But in this case, Freeden with some good scouting and good just awareness. This is something Freeden talked about, right? KJ knows the nuances of the game. Says, 1 base Protoss, DTs, GG. These ghosts have a little more energy, so they're actually going to be able to get the nukes off. Big O explosion may draw the attention, and there's a lot of probes on Freeden's 4th base. And big boom. Big boom, ladies and gentlemen. 24 probes coming down from that ghost. KJ, he's styling a little bit, dropping the nukes in the mid game. Another one coming down into the main base. How many probes will it be now? 32. 36. That's what I said the first time. Makes my heart break just thinking about it. Now 2-2 is finishing up for Freeden. 2-1 finishing up for KJ, who is dropping another nuke on the natural base. And Freeden, at this level, it's really hard to be practiced against seeing where nukes are coming from. It's hard enough when you're a Grandmaster and, you know, have camera hotkeys to every base. Freeden getting a nuke on one of his full bases, though, where he's just starting building, so those will likely die to the nuke as well. This will be so painful. 19 more probes, 2 gateways, and a pylon fell in defense. Oh, and KJ even unsieging one of his tanks, so it's not shelling away during this fight. Storm's blanketing the army of the Protoss, but almost the army of the Terran, and GG is called. Army removed from the game, basically. Well, KJ's not disabling them, so... Oh, no. KJ, no! Okay. Does get 3 disables off. Gonna chase down and stim underneath. I like this. And, yeah, KJ's army kind of showing its dominance here. Freeden should be able to warp out with these additional BCs. But another shutdown comes out for KJ. Does manage to target down both of these battle cruisers, and that's over half of the BCs going down at this point. So, I mean, even with KJ, I mean, this is a hard army to micro for KJ. There's like 7 different unit types. Even with the little bit of miss micro where he loses a couple Ravens, still just dominating that fight with Disables and Vikings. And continuing to push in against the BCs, which now no longer have their warp. One of them dies before it can even get off its Yamato. The rest of them are falling rapidly, and it looks like KJ will be able to push through to the 2-1 victory in this series. Freeden fighting for his life, but KJ looking strong, and GG is called.